Shaz, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy to have you. You're one of my favorite, if not the favorite. You're a big manager. I know you. Introduce yourself to everyone else, please.
No problem. Thanks for having me, first of all. My name is Shaz. I'm one of the managers at Goldmark Real Estate. I've been with Goldmark for almost a year now. So,
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Beautiful. To focus more on your starts, I would like you to take me back to point zero. What was point zero for Shaz? Where is he right now?
So would point zero be the UK or would it be in Dubai?
I'll go back at the UK.
Okay. So that's taking it a long way back. So point zero would be originally starting with working with my father at the age of 17, 18. We had it was a care/real estate company back in the UK. My job was to kind of acquire properties for the business. So since 17, I've always been involved in some kind of real estate. And pretty much my job was to scale the business on the real estate side. So we would acquire properties on a monthly basis to house. At that time, it was people from war-torn countries who were coming to the UK. So at the time, it was Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq. Wherever the wars were happening, there was displacement of children, and the children would come to the UK to seek refuge. So that's what the company was set up for. We would take children from the council, and they would pay us to house them and give them social care and this kind of work. So yeah, that was my first start.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a great side of the real estate, actually.
Yeah.
And then now take me through that journey, and then all the way to Dubai. Why Dubai? How long have you been in Dubai?
So for me, I've always had a lot of friends in Dubai. A lot of friends, a lot of family. We used to holiday here quite a lot, 2-3 times a year. Every time I used to go home, I used to say, oh my God, I want to move there. I wish I lived there. I was always upset when I was going home. So it got to a stage where it was now or never. We either move now or I don't ever move, basically. So I made the decision straight after COVID that this was the right time to move. I applied for a few jobs on Indeed back in the UK. And then, that's where the first recruiter kind of got hold of me. And then the rest is history. I've been here for 2.5 years now.
Awesome. 2.5 years. And how long did you give it yourself in the real estate industry itself?
Altogether? 15 years.
15 years?
15 years, yeah.
Wonderful. Then let me start pressure versus progress. This is a very high-paced industry. You are under pressure to achieve progress. How would Shaz and his 15 years of experience deal with that? And the advices that you would give to your teammates and even the team that you are leading right now?
I think perseverance, persistence, these kind of words are very, very important. We have around 20,000 agents in Dubai at the moment, registered.
20,000?
20,000
Wow.
registered agents.
Wow.
So there's maybe, God knows, however many unregistered agents as well. It's a minefield out there. It's a battle for every property listing, every sale listing. I think perseverance and persistence and just hard work on a daily basis is the most important thing. For me, from what I've seen, consistency is key. Turning up every day, doing the non-negotiables, the calls, the follow-up, the viewings, just everything that's basic. This is what a lot of agents don't do. And this is why maybe after 3, 4, 5 months, there's no money on the board, there's no deals in the pipeline. And this is when a lot of agents give up as well. In my experience from being here and managing teams, after maybe 4 months, no deals, people are getting worried, they've got rent to pay, bills to pay. This is when they're just on the verge of making it, literally on the verge, and they give up. It takes maybe 3-4 months to really get into it. It's a long, hard slog. So anyone coming into real estate, don't think you're just going to come here and make 100,000, 200,000 every month. It takes time, effort, and a lot of hard work.
Beautiful. When we speak about hard work, walk me through a day in your life.
Monday morning. Monday's probably the busiest day. So it would be team meeting, 8:45. Straight from the team meeting, then we would have call-out sessions. call out sessions after lunch, and then after lunch we would do viewings, follow-up sessions, or another call out session, one-on-ones with agents. I'd have, if I need to go on viewings with beginners who have just joined the business or have just joined real estate, I'll be out on viewings. So it's quite fast-paced. Every day is different for me, to be honest. I don't have a set schedule of what I do every day. I just try and spend as much time as I can with my agents.
Do you coach them through these calling sessions?
Yeah, we do constant training. If it's not myself, it's Wissam, Keith, the other directors in the business. We're doing constant training. We're asking the guys themselves, what do you need help with? What do you think that you're unable to get over the line? Why are you not making deals? The deal process is a long process. There's so many different aspects to it. So it's important that we look at every aspect and to find out why someone is not closing. Someone might be great at bringing a listing on, great speaking with the landlord or the seller, but not able to do the final part, which is negotiate the end of the deal. So this is a different part of the sales process that we'll look at, and we'll give training on how to close. The art of closing, of course, called. So everyone's different. Everyone finds different parts of the process easier and difficult. I think that it's important to be tailored to each individual person and not have a blanket approach to everyone. Everyone's not the same. We're all different. We all have different capabilities.
Is there a chance where Shaz could give up on one of his agents?
No, it'll take a lot.
It'll take a lot.
It'll take a lot.
What would take me for you to give up on me, for example?
Just constant not doing the non-negotiable stuff. Just turning up on time, doing the calls, being polite, being part of the team. The culture in the team is very important. Discipline, of course. If you're coming in and you're disrupting the team, your toxic behavior, it's disrupting the team, then we would have to have a conversation.
Would Shaz choose to have a high successful member or a coachable member of his team?
Coachable member easily. A highly successful member is great, but a highly successful member of the team can also cause massive problems. If someone's highly successful in the team, they should be setting the example for the rest of the team. They shouldn't just do things their way, and it shouldn't be accepted or tolerated, in my opinion.
How Shaz measures a successful agent then?
It's not just always about putting money on the board for me. It's about having a good pipeline.
So money is not first?
For the agent, probably, yeah. Money is first for the agent.
And for you as a manager?
For me,
as a team leader?
For me, it's doing the day-to-day job correctly, because the money will follow. You come to work every day, you come on time, you have the discipline to do the basics every single day, the money will follow. The money is a byproduct of you doing the basics correctly. So if you're asking an agent, they would say money, 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 money. That's it. As a manager or a team leader, we would say, yes, money is very, very important, but doing the non-negotiables, doing the basics every single day, turning up to work, being productive, making the calls, that is the basics of being an agent. And the byproduct of that is a lot of money.
But I'm bored of cold calling. What should I do?
There's no other way around it. If there was, do you know, since I've been here, maybe 15, 20, every single agent has asked me the same thing. Surely there's another way. Why do we have to cold call? There's no other way.
How do I deal with rejection? I'm being rejected over and over and over again.
You will be rejected more than 100 times. More than 100 times a week. You have to keep going. There's that one person who will give you a chance. There's that one person who will give you the listing and give you the sale. And then from that, you can build momentum. Momentum is key in this business. You do one deal, and no matter how small it is, no matter how big it is, you have the confidence in your win. You can feel the money. You're ready to go for the next one. Then it just becomes easy.
From what you're saying, I could understand that with every no, I'm one yes closer away to achieve my goals.
Absolutely. Really well put. Yeah.
Okay, how would you help me? I'm a new agent. I just joined your team. How would you help me overcome this kind of stress? That, hey, I'm doing all the cold calls. I'm disciplined enough, but I'm starting to lose my patience. My patience is like, I'm running out of that. How would you help me as a leader?
First of all, anyone who comes into the business, we have to explain to them in the beginning that you have to have patience. That's the first thing. This is not, I know people think in the UK and Ireland and other places, this is an industry where you can just come over here, hit the phones for 1 or 2 weeks, start making money straight away. It doesn't work like that. You have to put the hard work in. You have to do the calls. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in the first 2-3 weeks. Don't get me wrong, it has happened. People have made deals very, very quickly and then just carried on from that. But the way to do it is to keep calling, keep building up the numbers, keep having the conversations, building the confidence, learning how to talk to people, learning how different cultures and different people in different parts of the world speak to you. It's a humbling experience.
I want to take you back to working in the UK. Comparing to Dubai or to this market, what are the kind of like key points that is similar? What are the differences?
I personally don't think there's anything similar. They're not. The markets are completely different.
Nothing similar.
No, nothing similar. Nothing similar. I don't. The market in the UK is very, very slow. Very slow. There's probably in the UK 3 or 4 agencies. I'm talking from London anyway. There's maybe 3 or 4 agencies, big agencies, that take up the market share. Whereas in Dubai, that's not the case. You can be an agency of 5 people and you can still have a shot at selling something for 10, 20 million. Whereas in the UK, that doesn't happen. UK is a lot based on reputation of the company, whereas in Dubai, it's based more on the brand and the individual agent, not so much the company. The company helps, of course. The brand name of a big company does help, the marketing side, etc. But whereas in the UK, people will sell their house with you because of the company you're with, not because of the individual. Whereas here in Dubai, it's more on the individual.
So you need to work more on your own brand, right?
Of course, personal branding in Dubai is so important. Social media, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, obviously this is so important. I know people who are getting 3-4 leads a day just from their Instagram, closing deals from their Instagram. It's so important. It's hard to adjust. Coming from the UK, social media is not a big thing in real estate in the UK. Maybe it is now, but back then it wasn't. So coming over here into Dubai, my old CEO, who in my first job, always said to me, you need to do social media, you need to do social. I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to get on the screen and do videos. It's not something that you get comfortable with overnight. It takes time.
True.
But yeah, like I said, look, going back to what I said, the main difference is that it's an individual brand here, backed by a good company, whereas in the UK, it's the other way around. It's the company and the name of the company which gets you the business.
So for all of these young, talented agents who's listening to you right now as one of the thought leaders in the industry, how can I, cope up with this extremely high pace? I need to catch up, I need to follow up, I need to visit, I need to do social media. How can I cope up with all of this pressure?
You have to have, honestly, you have to have a release. You have to have some time off. You have to have some time to de-stress. This industry, before you know it, you'll be working 7 days a week, 10, 15 hours a day. So there has to be a time where you reset, take some time off, and then come back again. I think, me personally, when I've taken 2 or 3 days off, adjusted, got back into the normal swing of life, and then came back into real estate, you just feel so much better. You feel so much more ready to go again. But I think a lot of agents, because of the pressure, like you said, because it's commission only, because they can't afford to miss days off work, their mental health gets affected quite a lot.
So they don't have that work-life balance.
They don't have that balance. Now, there should be a balance. Work is very, very important, obviously, but in my opinion, there should always be a balance.
But then I might lose a deal, and when I get a commission of 100 or 200K, what would I do?
But taking time off doesn't mean that you have to completely switch off.
Great. How can I take time off, but I'm not switch off?
Because I think being in an office environment 10 hours a day, if you haven't got viewings, for example, if you're just starting out in an office environment, 10 hours a day can be very hard. I think I would tell a lot of my agents in the beginning, go to your area, work in your area, sit in Talal Al Gaf coffee shop, sit in Jumeirah Park coffee shop, get out of the office, because being in the office for the first 3 months is intense. 100 calls a day, 150 calls a day, sitting in the office, getting no leads, getting no listings, getting nothing. It's stressful. It's very, very hard work. I've done it myself. When I first came over here, for 3 months, 4 months, I didn't make a deal. In my 4th month, I made a deal, a leasing deal. But it took 4 months. And it's hard work. It's very, very hard work. As soon as you've done the first deal, it pays off. And you think, yes, it was all worth it. And then from then you can build momentum and you can keep going.
You said something now that took my attention. You said, go to your area. What do you mean by that? My area is Dubai. Am I not in Dubai?
No, I mean, we have area specialists. So, for example, some of my team covered Dubai Hills. So I encourage them to go work in the community. So work in Dubai Hills Mall, work in the coffee shops there. Become a face, become people know you. People say, oh, that guy, he works for Goldmark and he's an expert in Dubai Hills. Go spend 1 or 2 days there every week. So people start to trust you. People start to believe that you are the area expert that you say you are, because you're in the area and you are working hard.
So when you said you are in the area, do you mean that, so I have to be specialized in one area? It's not like I could pick the whole city and be a number one agent in the whole city, right?
Highly unlikely. You look at the probably 10% of 10% of the top agents in Dubai cover one area, because they become obsessed with that area. That's all they know, is they live and breathe the area. Of course, they may have 1 or 2 areas that they have very good knowledge on, but you look at people who are working on the Palm, they only do the Palm. Al Barari, they only do Al Barari. Talal Al Gaf, the big heavy hitters, that is their community. They know it. They know every single inch of land in that place. And they become the person you go to if you want to buy in that area. It's too difficult for one person to be the master of everything. It's better to be individually good in one specific community and then have colleagues or friends or people you know who are good in other areas and work as a team.
So you can't be a jack of all trades in this industry?
I don't think so.
So what's Shaz's favorite area?
Downtown.
Downtown? Yeah. Why?
I like city life. I think maybe because I was born in London. I like city life. There's a couple of buildings I concentrate down in downtown. Is Opera, Address Opera. I like the brand address, the address. I like the design. I like the buildings. I like the facilities. I like everything about the brand. So for me, it's easy to work on something that I like. I've worked in Jumeirah Park before. I've worked in Dubai Hills. I've worked in quite a few places, and it's taken me a long time to find what I like. And only maybe in the last 1 year, I've thought, yeah, this is where I want to work. And that came from me spending time there. I used to spend 4 or 5 days a week down in downtown in Address Opera. Put a lot of time there, walking around, and I thought, yeah, this is where I want to work. And when you love the product, it's so easy to sell. I don't need to sell it. I could just talk about it.
And as a manager, do you still sell yourself?
Yes, I do, yeah. Not as much as I would like to, obviously, because the team have to come first.
That's true.
But yeah, now and again, I'll do a deal. If I can get involved, yeah.
Shaz, at the beginning, you said there is over 20,000 registered agents in Dubai, and I think almost 2,000 agencies. Do you work with each other? How is it? How's the market? Are they my enemies, or we collaborate together? How is it exactly?
Of course, we have to work together. We're all fighting for the same piece of the cake. So sometimes it's better to share the deal than to lose the deal. In a sale, for example, 2 or 1% of something is better than nothing. So I think collaboration is massively important. I think over the last 6 months, we've seen maybe 60%, 70% of deals now are done with split agencies. So multiple agencies involved in the deal. I think it's the thing we're going to see a lot more of, probably till the end of the year. And as the market starts to soften, agents will start to drop, and then individual deals would probably be back on the cards. But for now, yeah, of course, it's a massive thing. I mean, if I've got a direct inquiry, I don't have the stock, I have a list of agents, friends in the industry that I can trust, that I will get in touch with, and we'll do a deal together. I mean, I've done deals where there's 3 agents involved. Someone in the middle bringing me in, and then some bringing my buyer in, and then someone on the other side bringing the seller in, and someone in the middle.
Wow, so it's like 3 agencies working.
That's put the deal together. Yeah, and everyone gets a cut, and it's better than nothing.
That's true.
And if we're looking on a deal between 10, 15 million, and there's 4% in the pot, of course, let's work together. Let's split it, and let's all make some money.
It's all about collaboration then.
Of course, yeah.
Beautiful, Shaz. I have a question about the social media. Social media is flooded nowadays. And I'm not sure, I see people sometimes, I'm not sure they are actors or they are an actual real estate broker. So if I'm a client, if I'm someone who's looking for that honest, real, true broker or true agent, what should I do? What's my measures?
Okay, if you're looking to purchase in a specific community, for example, there's a number of ways. I would go onto, you can go onto Property Finder, you can go onto Bayou, you can see who the top transacting agents in the area are. Then you can follow them on Instagram, see what kind of content they're producing, see if they're producing content which is valuable, which is bringing information to the table, not just posting about how many deals they've done. Information on the community, information on latest transactions, new parks being built in the area, just informative information. But going back to your point, I think the most important thing would be to check Bayou, check Property Finder, see who's transacting in the area, see who has the most listings in the area, and normally that person is the person to go to.
That was your advice for me if I am a client. What's your advice for me if I'm an agent? If there are like 2,000 agencies, why should I work with you? Why should I work with Shaz? What is it that you're gonna give me different than the others?
I think it's really important to, in my advice and my kind of the jobs I've had while I've been here, I think it's very, very important to understand, first of all, who your manager is. Second of all, who the CEO and the owner is, what part they have in the business, how much input they have in the business. Find out what area you're going into. What does your team build at the moment? Where would you fit into this? How would you fit into this? Be very, very thorough with your research into the business. There's so many agencies. There's over 2,000 agencies available. So you could walk into an agency at any time and get a job straight away.
That's a massive number for a small city.
Of course, it's huge. You could walk into any agency and get a job immediately. So the most important thing I would give any agent coming over to Dubai or looking to move from agency is to always check and research into the agency. Make sure the area that you're moving into is something that you have transacted in before. How many team members you have, your manager, the structure of the company, how much they bill, marketing spend. There's a whole host of points to look into before you commit to a real estate company.
Great, Shaz. With our time is coming to an end, I want to ask you, what advice do you give to managers, directors, and leaders like you in your industry to make them special and to make them stand out? What is your favorite advice, or what would you give them?
Be patient. Real estate is hard. People don't make it overnight. So be patient with your team. Be patient with the business, and take time. And
remember that you also started as an agent, right?
Correct. Yes, I did. So take your time and be patient. That's what I would say. Things don't happen overnight.
Shaz, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I've learned a lot from you today. I think by next episode I will be a better agent.